You know about the stuff with Albuquerque that happened with me?
Oh, you had beef with
Yeah,
Old
I
City.
mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know? So, all right.
You were trash talking a whole city on Twitter.
Yeah, I was just being silly, but
Oh.
so I just wrote on Twitter something like Albuquerque makes Jacksonville seem like paradise or something, or Narnia.
Is Narnia good?
I don't even. Well, yeah, it's amazing, right?
So-
With all the talking animals and all that.
Okay, yeah.
But so I did. So I wrote that on Twitter, and then the next day I was in the news in Albuquerque. And they were like, "Comedian bashes Albuquerque," and then they interviewed people on the street, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know why he'd say that." And I'm like, "You don't?" So then on my podcast, congratulations, I talked about it, how I made the news, which is hilarious to me. I mean, it was so funny to me. And then I made another segment on the news later that was like, he talked about it on his podcast.
Man, they're desperate over there in Albuquerque.
And I was like, I'm talking about how shitty the city is. You're proving it.
Yeah.
I'm the headline, like that. Nothing's happened. And so when I got this Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead, which is, my fans know, I don't think it's out there in the world, but my real fans know I want to do action. I tell my agents, I'm like, dude, a lot of these comedies that you put me out for are like, the best version of comedy for me is going to be my stand-up, It's like, dude, let me do something, give me with a gun or something. So they finally got this thing, and they were like, and I was like, and it takes place in Vegas. I was like, dude, do I get to go to Vegas for like 2 months and just kind of like develop a drug addiction or and something fun? And they were like, no, it shoots in Albuquerque. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, that's amazing.
Are you going to be able to walk down the streets there?
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, people on the street in LA will be like, "Hey, what's up with Albuquerque?" I'm sure in Albuquerque it's more of a thing. It was on the fucking news.
Dude, you are like a household name there.
Yeah.
And Albuquerque, that's in New Mexico?
Yeah.
That's like a little in the cuts. People get a little weird and wild out there.
Dude, I was there last week to do the fitting and everything and all that, and meet all the guys and shit. And I walked down to the hotel lobby and I was like, "Hey, where can I get something to eat?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "What?" They were like, "It's just, there's nothing, closed." And I'm like, "It's like 10:30, And I was like, all right, go back up to the hotel. So I'm like, let me check Yelp, And so I check Yelp and there's a place open. And I was like, okay, I called. You guys still serving? Yeah, till 1. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go down, I get an Uber, I go down to the hotel lobby and I was like, hey, just asking you, because I don't know this area really. I'm going to this spot, whatever it was. Is it safe? I don't know. Is it a bad neighborhood? And the guy in the lobby goes like this. Nah, it's perfect. It's fine. I was like, okay, cool. Just checking. I have no fucking idea. I told this story on my podcast already. But so I was like, okay, cool. And so I get in the Uber. The Uber driver says, hey, are you Chris D'Elia? And I was like, yep. And he was like, oh, cool. I was like, oh, nice, And then he's like, he's like, I don't normally do Uber driving. I do it at night, but in the daytime, I'm a crime scene investigator.
What?
Wow, that should pay more.
Yeah, and in my head, I immediately think, well, no, you're not.
yeah.
Because you're driving Uber at night.
That's a high.
Yeah, it's not like you're.
Paying gig.
Yeah, you're not a brain surgery. You're not talking about brain surgery money, but you got it.
You need like a degree.
Good money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I'm going to this spot. And he's like, yeah, we got the spot in the thing. Okay, cool. And then he's like, man, it's crazy. 7 people were shot here last week. He's like, I worked the case. And I was like, the guy just fucking said it was a fine neighborhood. 7 people got shot? That's a real fucking story.
Did you check the crime report?
No, I don't even know how to do it. I was like, dude, just,
And how was the food?
It was fine. It was tacos.
Okay.
It was fine. It should have been, honestly, maybe should have been better because it was like New Mexico tacos.
So that's the trick about New Mexico. I think you want old Mexico for the Mexico.
Yeah, I know.
New Mexico, they lost the touch.
I know.
It's just a bunch of white people, right?
I know. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, I I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm gonna be there for 2 fucking months at least.
Dude, you're gonna have some great stories, man. I think there's gonna be some beef. I think you're gonna have to lay low a little bit. In that city. But you should stoke the flames while you're there too. Like, I'm here. I'm here, bitches. Come find me.
I mean, knowing me, I can't. I'll do something. Like I thought about. Is there something funny I could shoot there or whatever? Because
go fight the mayor.
Are you gonna continue your podcast while you're
there? So I'm gonna, fly the producers out there and do it there. I got to do it.
Why not? Keep up to date.
So you totally moved there for 2 months, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I keep saying, like, are there spots where I can come back and forth? And they're like, we don't know the whole schedule. Whatever. I get it. It's a big production.
Yeah.
Dude, that is super exciting. I read the synopsis online. It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a zombie quarantine in Vegas. And I'll tell you what, I like that because whenever there's zombie movies, they take over the whole planet. It's like, how pathetic are we as human beings? They quarantine Vegas. Great. That makes sense. I like that. Yeah. So you guys go into the quarantine on a heist.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can say, so you say
but that's what I read publicly. Yeah.
But
and I'm like, man, that sounds like a lot of fun. Zack Snyder, who's made so many incredible films. I mean, I am super excited for you.
I mean, I just wanted to do action. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. I want to continue to do that.
No comedy, just straight action.
I mean,
you want to be an action star?
Yeah, 100%.
You want to be Bruce Willis?
What do you like about it?
Bruce Willis, Keanu Reeves. Those guys are my like.
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
Just because.
If you can go from Bill and Ted to, John Wick.
Yeah. Even like Nicolas Cage. I love those kind of fucking movies where he's just like. Like Face Off, like those movies,
so good. You seen Face Off, Hila?
No.
It's good. I mean, it's like
it's so good. Let me tell you the plot.
Yeah,
a superstar cop and one of the most notorious criminals in the world. I don't even remember why this happened, but their faces get transplanted.
I actually don't remember why.
Why on earth would that happen? There's no legitimate reason. But their faces get transplanted. So the criminal goes and sleeps with the cop's wife. Yeah. And the cop has to go hang with his homies. It's a face-off, literally and metaphorically.
Face off.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
We gotta
and
watch
it is, but it moves, man. It's like, was it Michael Bay? Is it Michael Bay?
Oh, that makes sense.
It's got to be Michael Bay, right?
It's John Woo.
John Woo directed it?
Yep. That's a Woo flick.
Wow, I thought it was Michael Bay. Okay.
It's too complex for Bay.
Oh, I'm thinking about what's the one where what's the prison where they go to prison?
The Rock?
Yes, that's Michael
Bay.
Bay.
Made The Rock?
I think
that's highbrow for the Bay.
That's Michael Bay, yes.
The Bay made The Rock.
Yes.
But Face Off is that movie's good. But.
That's right, because Face Off had the doves that and John Woo always had with the doves.
And they go all the way. Like the criminal goes and fucks his wife with his face on and shit. And she's like hella into it. Like, oh damn.
Like, whoa.
Oh my god.
Like she doesn't realize that his whole body's different.
Yeah.
Really? The body's different?
Yeah, oh yeah, their bodies would be completely different, right?
What?
It's
just face off, not body off.
But he fucks her and she doesn't realize it's a different body. Like, whoa, you gained 3 inches.
She's having a good week.
Yeah.
No, I want to do those kinds of movies,
Hell yeah.
And I think it's because in my head, like when I was like younger and I thought about it, I was like, how cool would it be to do stand-up comedy, but also, like, imagine if fucking Jason Statham did stand-up comedy.
You like the contrast.
It would make no sense.
Right.
It would make fucking 0 sense. That was what I want to do.
You're conquering the left and right brain.
And I don't want to be like, I'm not talking about action movie like, what's that one with Mark Wahlberg and
Ant-Man?
No.
Buddy comedy.
Yeah. I'm talking about
Tom
action,
Cruise hanging off the end of a helicopter.
And so I started working out hard, and I was like, hey, to my agents, I was like, dude, I'm not gonna not get action because of me, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm doing all I can. So I got fucking a little bit more beefy, and then they were like, all right, well, and then.
So the beef helped? Do you think the beef got you there?
I don't know.
How did they assess your beef? You sent them like shirtless pics? Do they take like pictures of you naked and shit?
I mean,
you've been posting on Instagram, kind of.
I mean, I always have posted with my shirt off because I think it's funny. But now that I've been working out a little bit more, people are like, "Oh, you post with your shirt off." I was like, "Dude, I always fucking do that."
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It does change the context once you get jacked.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, so but whatever.
Showing off.
Hey,
That's funny in a sense. When you get jacked, you got to start like wearing your shirt more. Cause
I know.
people are like, "Oh, what are you
Oh, look at
body
you."
shaming
Yeah,
everyone?"
yeah. But it's funny. So I don't know. I just want to fucking run around with a gun because it's.
So who's your idea of the favorite of the perfect action star? Is it Keanu?
Oh yeah, Keanu is my favorite because he's like, I really like Bruce Willis too, but he's kind of
Bruce
older.
Willis is so classic.
Than,
As much as I think Tom Cruise is such a ding dong, he's so good too.
he's a great
Yeah.
fucking actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he really
Yeah.
is. I mean, people just hate on him because he's the biggest, or he was the biggest. Whatever. Maybe he still is, But
He's so
Well,
big.
people hate on him because in Scientology.
I think
Yeah, that too.
because he's a psycho.
yeah, but
But every movie he's in is so good.
yeah, I'll watch the
Like-
fuck.
that's what the thing. The thing about Keanu is like, he's been famous as long as anybody really has been famous.
Right.
And I always think like
Point Break.
if you've been famous for that long, you have to be crazy. Everyone's always just like, oh,
Like mega famous,
yeah,
A-list for 30
oh,
years.
there he is.
Yeah.
And so with Tom Cruise, it's like people say he's crazy. Yeah, but I get it. He's
So
been
is that-
Tom Cruise forever.
Is
Dude,
that your goal?
I would be. I'm
Are you
already
looking-
feeling
are
it, and
you-
I'm a fucking D-list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Are you looking to join Scientology in 10 years?
I am. Fuck all that. I'm looking to create one.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, go
You're
the next
looking
level.
at
I got
L.
a
Ron
whole
Hubbard.
new thing.
Tom, you got to outshine Tom and the crazy.
Yeah, I want to be the
Babyology.
fucking L. Ron Hubbard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tom is like best friend with the main guy. You want to replace the main guy.
I'm the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get other guys coming up. It's like those guys who go to high school and watch the basketball players. Like that's what I'm doing to younger
You're
actors.
scouting.
I'm like, yeah, he's got some talent.
Right.
I need that Tom Cruise.
Right.
I could see it. I feel like you can.
I think you
You
could
could
do
take
it.
over.
I was trying to get a cult man for real.